Welcome to the module on drought. By the end of this module, you will be able to define drought, explain the causes of drought, list the types of droughts, explain indoor water conservation methods, explain outdoor water conservation methods, and explain the role of volunteers. Let's start by understanding the phenomenon of drought. Drought is lack or insufficiency of rain for an extended period that may cause a considerable hydrologic or water imbalance. This imbalance leads to water shortages, crop damage, stream flow reduction and depletion of groundwater and soil moisture. Here is another way to explain drought. It occurs when evaporation and transpiration, which are movements of water in the soil through plants into the air, exceed precipitation for a considerable period. Drought is one of the most serious physical hazards to agriculture in nearly every part of the world. Let's understand why droughts occur. The amount of precipitation at a particular location varies from year to year. However, over a period of time, the average amount is fairly constant. A drought is a period of drier than normal conditions that results in water-related problems. Let's find out about droughts at a global level. A prolonged period of relatively dry weather leading to drought is a widely recognized climate anomaly. Drought is a recurring feature of climate in most parts of the world. However, these regular droughts have become more extreme and more unpredictable due to climate change. Studies based on dendrochronology or dating of tree rings confirm that droughts affected by global warming go back to around 1900. Let's learn about the effects of drought on humans and on the environment. Click each tab to know more. Droughts can be devastating as water sources dry up, crops fail, animals, such as cattle die, and malnutrition and ill health in humans becomes widespread. The environmental effects of droughts include salinization of soil and depletion of groundwater, increased pollution of freshwater ecosystems, and regional extinction of animal species. Let's now focus on drought in India. In India, around 68% of the cultivable land mass is prone to droughts of varying degrees. Of the entire area, 35% receives rainfall between 750 mm and 1125 mm. Such areas are considered drought-prone, while 33% areas receive rainfall less than 750 mm. These areas is considered to be chronically drought-prone. The western, eastern and central parts of India like the Vidarbha region of Maharashtra, Rajasthan and certain portions of Bihar, Odisha, UP, MP among others are more vulnerable to drought. More casualties occur in summers, especially in Vidarbha region of Maharashtra. The government issues guidelines, advisory and precautionary measures from time to time with regard to temperature. Indian Meteorological Department issues weather forecasts and advice to the state or district concerned to take precautionary measures. Let us look at the history of drought in India. Click on each of the images to know. There are different types of droughts. They are meteorological drought, agricultural drought, hydrological drought and socioeconomic drought. Click each type to know more. Meteorological droughts occur when there are long gaps in normal rainfall. These are measured based on the degree of dryness and duration of the dry period. Agricultural droughts occur when there is insufficient soil moisture to meet the needs of a crop at a particular time. Agricultural drought usually follows meteorological drought and occurs before a hydrological drought. Hydrological droughts are the result of surface and subsurface water supplies from streams, rivers and lakes becoming scarce due to scanty rainfall. Socioeconomic droughts occur when water shortage starts to affect people's lives individually and collectively. Let's next learn about water conservation before and during drought. The best way to prepare for a drought is to conserve water. Make indoor and outdoor water conservation a part of your daily life. Click on each tab to learn more. Never throw water down the drain when there may be another use for it. For example, used water can be utilized to water indoor plants or garden. Fix dripping faucets. 1 drop per second wastes about 2,700 gallons of water a year. Check all the plumbing for leaks and get it repaired by a plumber. Retrofit all household faucets by installing aerators with flow restrictors. Install a water softening system as minerals in the water would damage the pipes. Choose appliances that are more energy and water efficient. Consider installing a low-volume toilet cistern that uses less water compared to older models. Install a cistern displacement device to cut down on the amount of water needed to flush. Place a 1-gallon plastic bottle of water into the tank to displace water. Make sure it does not interfere with the operating parts. Replace your shower head with an ultra-low flow version. Take short showers instead of baths. Avoid letting water run while brushing your teeth or washing your face or shaving. Operate automatic dishwashers only when they are fully loaded. Use the light wash feature to use less water. Avoid flushing the toilet unnecessarily. Dispose of tissues, insects and other similar waste in the trash rather than in the toilet. Hand wash dishes by filling two containers, one with soapy water and the other with rinse water containing a small amount of chlorine bleach. Clean vegetables in a pan filled with water rather than running water from the tap. Store drinking water in the refrigerator. Do not let the tap run while you are waiting for water to cool. Operate washing machine only when it is fully loaded or set the water level for the size of your load. Check your water pump periodically. If the automatic pump turns on and off on its own while water is not being used, tank may be leaking. Native plants and or drought-tolerant grasses, ground covers, shrubs and trees may be planted. These plants do not need much watering. Group plants together based on similar water needs. Position sprinklers in such a way that water lands on the garden and shrubs and not on paved areas. Don't buy water toys that require a constant stream of water. Don't install ornamental water features, such as fountains, unless they use recirculated water. Consider rainwater harvesting wherever practical. Check sprinkler systems and timing devices regularly to be sure they operate properly. Drought-resistant plants may be used in the garden. Reduce or eliminate garden areas that are not used frequently. Don't over-fertilize your garden. Applying fertilizer increases the need for water. Choose a water-efficient irrigation system such as drip irrigation for your trees, shrubs and flowers. Use mulch around trees and plants to retain moisture in the soil. Mulch also helps control weeds that compete with plants for water. Invest in a weather-based irrigation controller or a smart controller. These devices automatically adjust the watering time and frequency based on soil moisture, rain, wind, and evaporation and transpiration rates. Use a commercial car wash that recycles water. If you wash your own car, use a shut-off nozzle that can be adjusted down to a fine spray on your hose. Avoid over-watering your garden and water only when needed. A spell of heavy rain eliminates the need for watering for up to 2 weeks. Most of the year, gardens only need 1 inch of water per week. Check soil moisture levels with a soil probe, spade or large screwdriver. You don't need to water the plants if the soil is still moist. If your grass springs back when you step on it, the garden does not need water yet. If your garden does require watering, do so early in the morning or later in the evening when temperatures are cooler. Water the plants in several short sessions rather than one long one. This is allow the garden to absorb moisture better and avoid runoff. Avoid leaving sprinklers or hoses unattended. A garden hose can pour out 600 gallons or more within a few hours. In extreme drought, allow grass and lawns to die in favor of preserving trees and large shrubs. Now, let's look at the role of volunteers in drought situations. During drought, volunteers can help in distribution of clean water and non-perishable food, be the focal point of communication for any agency, act as a messenger of government's advisory and disseminate warning, help in the evacuation of people from affected area, serve in relief camp for various services, help government agencies in restoration of utilities and be utilized by the state in all types of general services. Drought refers to lack or insufficiency of rain for an extended period. This may cause a considerable hydrologic or water imbalance. Around 68% of the cultivable land mass of the country is prone to drought. Western, eastern and central parts of India are more vulnerable to drought. Meteorological, agricultural, hydrological and socio-economical are the 4 types of drought. Water should be effectively conserved before and during drought. During drought, volunteers can serve in relief camps, help in evacuation, help in distribution of clean water and non-perishable food. Now, it is time to check your understanding of the topic. This is an evaluation exercise. All questions are equally weighted. You need to score at least 60% to pass the test. Read the questions carefully and select the appropriate options. Congratulations!